all about my dividends. Them older couldn't tell me different. I need a round-away girl to let me. Showtime at the Apollo. I'm about the bottom. Take two and pour out a little for my who won't live to see tomorrow.
If God for me, who could be against me? I guess all the that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted.
I'm really out for blood this time, look. I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my hand. Gonna tell a friend to tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge. Heard they was sleeping again, saying no more. This is a rude awakening, kicking the door. Back and I'm better than ever before. Don't get it mistaken, I'm ready for war. I see the option, I'm up in the score. I get to and jump in the Porsche. Follow the core and then back to the morgue. Take the sheet off and I some more. When I'm done at the scene, I won't leave anything. You won't even know who was involved. Don't let me do it, cause I overdo it and do it till I cannot do it no more. All of the doubters, I'm proving them wrong. Back with the classic, I know it's been long. Heard it was missing me while I was gone. I smell the victory, back up on time, and it's where I belong. Like it ain't to me, we making history. Fall through the misery, weather the storm. Can't let them get to me, no weapon form shall prosper. Be all over my roster, I got options. I keep it right on the dresser, next to the Oscar. Applying pressure, somebody stop us. Woo! Applying pressure, somebody stop us. Running my closet, go need a doctor, go need a doctor, go need a what? I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my hand. Gonna tell a friend to tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge. I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my hand. Gonna tell a friend to tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge. So now they on my body. Made it to the top, ain't no way that they can stop me now. They gon' say I joined the Illuminati. I got demons all around me, tell me what they know about me, huh? I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my hand. Gonna tell a friend to tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge. I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my hand. Gonna tell a friend to tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge.
Why would I?
U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Tonight we kick off Week 6 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
On first down, right back to ETN. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, They also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They'll roll him out right. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter able to run him down for a loss of a yard.
Well, it certainly took too long to set up play action. That gave the pass rush time to get home for its first sack of the game. For their sake, they may start to think about the quick game and leave play action alone for a little while.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. On 3rd down, here's Etienne. They find some open field here. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. That good for 19 on a 1st down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue, just make sure you feed me the football? And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now it's Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Fields now to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears 1st down.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 53 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And he'll go again with Etienne. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
A shotgun snap and again to Etienne. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. Santos' kick is up and through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. Well, they moved the ball well there on the opening series. Running game was in sync. They were knocking on the doorstep, but ultimately, Charles, they'll have to settle for the field goal.
But they certainly were moving it well and give this defense a ton of credit. Finally dug their heels in and forced the field goal. That's why they're his game partner. Will this offense look back at this drive and think to themselves, if we'd gotten 6, we'd be in a better spot.
At their own 15-yard line.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. This defense for the Bears, they played extremely well last week. in the win over Atlanta.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Josh Allen just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And taken right at the 35. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Nothing after 1 on EA Sports.
Bears 3, Vikings nothing.
On 2nd down, ETN once more. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 81 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down.
A 7-yard gain on the play.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Screenplay, here's ETN. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Santos' kick is up and through, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
He talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. On second down, a run with Etienne. And some space here. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
They'll run with Etienne, and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Travis Etienne, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13.
Vikings, nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 133 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Etienne once more. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Travis Etienne with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Santos with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
Bears 20, Vikings Vikings 6.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the...
And I think the ball's out, and this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down the defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
Running out of the gun with Etienne. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A give to Etienne running right. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Etienne up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Almost 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. Yeah, he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Vikings 6.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Mayfield. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Mayfield with it once more. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. That is caught by Thielen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 36. A good pickup there at 22.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And Mayfield will have a
a first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught.
Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Final play of the half, Mayfield. And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will be cut down to 14.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The line prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
1 second, all that remains. A final shot before the break. Fields.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted.
It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a mode of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Complete. Smith has it. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. First down, here's the run with Cook. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mayfield. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
And the Bears are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
Shakir hauls it in.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's second down.
Timing is so important on a round like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Throwing again on second down. Fields. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
8 yards to go on second down. Straight ahead, Etienne. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. Man, 222 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. On first down, it's Fields.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there. 30 yards.
And the Bears have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Vikings 13.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
To throw again on second down. Mayfield.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now this throw caught left side. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 38. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted.
And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 45-yard line.
On 2nd down, ETN once more. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Here's Fields.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up the 4th down. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
On 4th down, Fields.
That is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away, and frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Bears are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead.
The kick is good.
Santos with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Mike Edwards picks it off. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Another tote for ETN.
Down right around the 25. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game, right?
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Bears add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield.
Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Ahead of the chains now, second and 2.
It's a gain of 8.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Mayfield on first down.
And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
Throwing again on second down. Mayfield. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
It's second and 8.
A give running right, ETN.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
Uses a stiff arm, and he'll be out right at the 35. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
A handoff for ETN. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
On second down, ETN once more.
They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a third and 10. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here comes the Bears punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. A big kick that time, 52 yards.
And it will be Vikings ball, first and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
One play has them to the 37 here for first and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
From the 40 now on second down, Mayfield. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Flush to his right, and he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. First down.
In this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for Chicago, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.